Okay, guys. So let's say mm, we ended up here. The next thing that we are going to study is typecasting. So basically, why do we need to typecast? Because the default data type of um, Python is basically string. So suppose I take an input as 1 2 3 4 3. So if I print the type of the a variable, then it will show me string, right? But suppose I typecast it to, if you remember how we typecast in C or C++, like we type the data type, and then inside of that we pass the variable name as a parameter. So if now I print the type of the type of a, then it'll show me integer. And if I want to see the value too, so that will show me a 1 2 3 4 3 and then integer. So why do we need typecast? Because before this we saw two different type of operations, right? We saw uh, arithmetic operation and string operations, where we concatenated or either concatenated strings, or we summation, subtracted, multiplicated, division to the power, or modulus. These are the arithmetic operations, and the second ones are the string operations. So suppose we took an input as 1 2 3 4 3, but if I write a plus a and then print it, so basically what will get printed? So it's a string, so it's gonna do a string operation, and for string operation summation is basically concatenation. So it's gonna concatenate both the strings 1 2 3 4 3 with another 1 2 3 4 3. Okay, so that's gonna get printed out. But suppose if now I do this, so basically a equal a plus a, so what do you think will happen? So basically 1 2 3 4 3 1 2 3 4 3 is now stored in a, right? Because we calculated a plus a and then stored it in a. So for this it's gonna get the 1 2 3 4 3 1 2 3 4 3 is going to get converted into an integer and then get plussed. So whatever the result of 1 2 3 4 3 1 2 3 4 3 plus 1 2 3 4 3 1 2 3 4 3 will be the answer. Let's see how much that is. So 2 4 6 8 2 4 6 8 6 2 4 6 8 6 is the actual answer. And if I print a here along with the type, then it's gonna show me 1 2 3 4 2 1 2 3 4 3. So in the first time the operation was arithmetic operation, and the second time it was, sorry, the first time was a concatenation operation, and the second time it was an arithmetic operation. So there are times where we need to typecast them into different inputs or outputs. So let's say I take a string input. Inside a code base, suppose str. So suppose I took an input of 100. What do you think it will take input as? It will take input as an integer. So let's get clarified. Type of a, it is an integer, right? But suppose if I did this string of 100, then it'll get printed as string, right? So now it's string. So we can define string in two different ways. We can do it like this, or we can do it like this, str of 100. So now if I actually run it, because the first line I initialized a with 100, which is an integer, but in the second line I overwrote it with 100, which is a string. In the third line I overwrote a again with 100, which I as integer, which I converted then to string. So basically the data type that got stored in a is basically an integer getting converted into a string, so the final data type will be string. So that's what it printed. Okay, so there goes typecasting. So let's take an input. Okay, we still have not known how we can take inputs. We have seen how variables are declared or initialized, how we can see the types, how we can print, how we can do some operations, arithmetic operations, string operations, how we can typecast from one type to another. But let's say I want to take an input. Okay, so input. So so unless you typecast it to something else, Python inputs are always string. So let's Python input is string by default unless we typecast it to another data type. Okay, let's see. I've told you the basics, right? But let's see it in action. Okay, so for a, let's say I take an input, okay, and then I print a and type of a. Okay, let's see. It'll give me a checker. It will give me a box. So let's say I wrote Kazi. Okay, so Kazi is getting stored in a, and the type is string because basically Kazi is going to get taken as string. Okay, so suppose I want to insert 100, but the problem is this 100 is going to get stored as a string. So what can we do? What we can do is we can just typecast it, just like we studied just a while ago. Okay, now let's see. Now let's see if I give 100, it'll get stored as integer. But there is a problem here. Now you can only enter digits here, as strings can't actually be converted to integers. Because let's say I gave input as Kazi the first time, right? So let's see, if I give Kazi, it's not gonna work because I mean Python can't convert a string Kazi into an integer, right? It can convert 100 into an integer, 100 which was a string. So basically now we can't give an input of suppose any characters or whatever. We have to give input as numbers. Okay, so there goes that. Let's see now. It was giving us a blank dialog box, right? But in general, suppose someone who did not write this program but is running it, will that person understand why we are using it? He won't. He or she won't, right? So for that, what do we have to do? We have to give it a prompt, right? Enter this, enter that. So let's say I want you to enter your name. Okay, so suppose a equals input, and in this parameter we can enter any prompt, any legit prompt. Suppose we enter your name. Okay, so after that, after taking the input, print, let's say you entered a. Okay, let's see. Okay, and to stop this. Yeah, okay, 100. Let's say, okay, done. So my name is Kazi. Let's say you entered Kazi. If I wanted it to print as a formatted string, do you remember how we print formatted string? We write an F, then double string, and then the variable name goes into the curly braces, and the other string literals goes directly into the string. So let's say if I wanted to print as formatted print, I will just do this. You entered, I'll just keep an space, but this a is a variable, right? So I have to keep it within curly braces. It's gonna give me the exact same answer. Let's see. So my name is Fahim, so you entered Fahim, right? So for this, if you print it like this, it's basically more convenient for us. Then we don't have to separate different integers as commas or whatever. So let's say I do this. Suppose I take an a. For that I take an input, and then I do n equal n into 2, suppose. So if I then print the um, input into 2 is basically the n or either a, so here it should be n. I mean, yeah. So okay, if I run this, what do you think will happen if I give it Kazi? It will take it as an input as string, right? The data type. And we know for string, if I multiply a string by something, some constant, then it basically gets copied that amount of time and gets stored on the left side of the equal or assignment operator. So if I give Kazi, so basically I will store Kazi into n and it will be a string. Then if I use n equal n into 2, so basically if I multiply a string by 2 or by any number, it's gonna get copied that amount of times, right? So Kazi is going to get copied twice, Kazi, Kazi, and then it's gonna get stored in n. So basically if I do this, so it'll give us input multiply 2 is Kazi, Kazi. Let's see if I press enter, input multiply 2 is Kazi, Kazi, right? So that's very easy. So I can give you another example, but I think you have understood how it works. Okay, next we are going to go into the conditional statements.